are children of the sun. Let thy highest self prevail. Let the lesser self be bound. Enter into the hearts of all people. We come to point out to you that when you give that criticism, condemnation, and judgment, including gossip, and you send it forth out of your mouth, we almost dare not tell you what then follows that does come out of your mouth that is unclean. So we see that earth is at a crossroads. So we see the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. All of you who rise to the occasion of oneness with God, know that God will reject you when you condemn anyone, the good, the bad, the indifferent. God will not receive you when you remain in this mode. There are nations in the earth where condemnation and judgment and criticism and gossip has persisted for thousands of years and in prior civilizations and continents. The momentum of this condition is so great that we take our energy this day to speak of it when we would rather speak of loftier things. There is a blackness that descends upon you when you accomplish these infractions. And what takes place, beloved, is a deadly matter, for you lose what you have gained. And in days of old, in this century, it has been said that those who misuse the violet flame, those who abuse it, will not have it at all. Thus that hour has come from the Holy Spirit, and we say to you, you dare not look at another with that looking down, that remarking about this or that. Strangers have come to your gate, to your teaching center, to your study group, to your homes, to your families. Have you first assessed their state of mind, torn them down mentally, ridiculed their clothing, or their patterns of speech, or their ignorance, or their this, or their that? All of that condemnation is heaped upon you in this hour. For, beloved, the earth and the ascended hosts will not carry for you this negative karma. And you, above all people on earth, will know the judgment of that situation because you are aware, because you know it is wrong, because therefore you have absolutely no excuse for engaging in this type of consciousness. And if you do, you may be drawn into a vortex like a tornado that pulls you down and down and down, and perhaps into the depths of the astral plane. These conditions are so marked on the 12th line of the clock, the first line. It is the line of the great divine director, as you know. It is the line, therefore, under which Saint Germain serves when he serves the great divine director. All of the Chohans and the great beings of light bow to the great divine director. And this is why he occupies the 12 o'clock line, the zenith of the heaven. If you would stand at that zenith and look to the sun of Helios and Vesta and look to the son of the god and goddess Meru, you would see the light that you can deliver. Thus, beloved, I will then tell you why so many engage in this. It is because you have allowed black magicians, fallen angels, evil ones to penetrate the mind, the central nervous system, the brain, the psyche, until you are almost hooked on judging, criticizing, belittling, gossiping, and so forth. You must change your ways, beloved, for as Saint Germain has promised before that he will withdraw the violet flame from those who misuse it, so the great divine director asks us to tell you that we will also withdraw if you do not make a concerted effort to wipe this out of your consciousness. And each time you meet someone or see a person and you have ample opportunity to do so, immediately find the beauty of the soul, immediately find the halo, the inner being. Even if it is not seen by you, it can be felt. Look at one another with profound love, amplify that love, and give to another the gift of support, because you are giving that tremendous love that gives one the courage to go on and to go on and to go on. So you see, beloved, all of this karma comes back to you, and it is surely the most dastardly plot that is pitted against the evolutions of this world. You must undo it. You must see that the judgment call is necessary, the binding of your own dweller on the threshold of criticism, condemnation, judgment, and gossip. You must see that this is an accountability, and though you may balance 51% of your karma, you will not walk through the gates of heaven if you have not ceased this. For you have two tests here, the one of speaking ill, and the other of coming to realize that forces within yourself and outside of yourself have impelled you to continue this condemnation. Some of the brightest beings from all nations of the world have been destroyed by others' condemnation and criticism, by gossip. Blessed ones, remember what we have just said. Though you balance 51% of your karma, if you have not licked this beast, you will have to tarry until you do. So this is a wondrous day. It is the day of the sun. It is the ray of the crown chakra. It is the white fire of Gautama Buddha. This is the day, beloved, when you can stand, face, and conquer. Upon this situation, beloved, rests the deliberations of the lords of karma, when and whether at all the messenger shall be sent to South America to work with your groups to hold large conferences. And the conclusion that has been reached before the turn of the year is that the messenger will not go and may not go to your places of worship, your centers, until you have resolved this profound travesty against the human spirit and the divine spirit. Now we speak to you again of the incoming seventh root race. Again, will you persist in this momentum of criticism, condemnation, judgment, and gossip to the detriment of a soul that comes forth with a white page, without karma? Will you receive those souls and bring them into the world where these momentums are still defying the righteousness of the saints? The seventh root race children are precious to all the world. The strongest of them, those connected with the first ray masters, will come first, beloved, but very few until these matters are resolved. Take this to heart, for there is not a shred of condemnation in our beings vis-a-vis what we consider to be your former behavior, for we already take you up into other dimensions And what do? We do not force you, but we command you to look down and see the records of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of conversations, of words, of gossip, of this, of that, of pointing the finger. This you must look at, else you will not know the gravity of your own condition vis-a-vis your ascension, and you will not know the gravity of the burdens you have placed upon souls who were just about to soar. When a mob came along and said, "You can't do that. Who are you? Who do you think you are? You're just a nobody. You can't do that. You can't soar." Well, for those who are weak, beloved, this is like the pronouncement of death. One feels that he can do nothing and is not acceptable in the sight of his peers or his God. So see to this, beloved, for it has separated nations, peoples, families, family members, children, people that come from all walks of life, all cultures, all different ways of thinking, speaking, seeing, yet the same momentums are there. If you would assist the great divine director, then go after the judgment call, the dweller call. Go after those calls that you can make for the purging of these fallen angels who continually place their curses upon the people so that they will never stop the cycle. Now, beloved, I think we have made our point, but I wish to be certain, and therefore, if you will and if you desire, kneel now and make your commitment to God. Make that commitment that you will not condemn, criticize, put down, or judge, or gossip about a living soul. Having determined this, beloved, seal your being. And if you vow to God, that is well. If you are not ready to vow, you may promise. And you may also commit to novenas to the great divine director until you shall have purged yourselves of this evil poison that moves through the earth, through these fallen ones. So you may offer your prayers. Now, beloved, you may continue your prayers when you go to your rooms to rest this night and lay it all upon the altar of God. We give you now then the alternative, and the alternative is to quickly and instantaneously find the beauty in the individual that you are with. There is always beauty in the soul if the soul has light, beloved. Therefore, find that point of beauty, that point of worth, that point where someone may soar and sing because you said, "Yes, I know you can do this. Go for it." That is all you have to do, but always be certain that you believe what you are saying, and you are absolutely convinced that this one must know what others see of him, of the beauty of the soul. So then, giving love is the antidote for giving condemnation. It is as simple as that, beloved. Use the mantra of Chamuel and Charity for the binding of those fallen ones. Use that powerful mantra, beloved, so that you may once and for all cast into the sacred fire long forgotten corpses manifesting these traits. Thus, let us speak now of the children of world education, of those who will receive the torch from you, the children of the world, who will move on and carry this planet where they will. In these times, you have the definite opportunity to bring about change, to bring exciting elements of learning to the fore. Computers for children and those of every age, technology that is available, especially information technology. Think of all of this and think how you can spread the teachings through the internet, how you can preach that word of God by giving your own example and your own sense of victory. As you realize, beloved, those who serve the children in this community and those throughout the world who may or may not, as for us, the God and Goddess Meru, we are disappointed that there is not a tremendous outpouring of support and acceleration for putting in the marketplace those very precious teachings and elements of education that are either unique to ourselves or have been builded upon from other sources. Take this to heart, beloved, for the children, as you know, are learning in the womb. They are learning not only in the womb, but prior to incarnation, for these souls know who their parents are. They know where they shall go. And so it is not too early to be talking to that precious child that you would bring to this world as a great gift to God and all people. Come then, beloved, let the banners fly, and let there be a banner for world education. Think it through and create it, beloved. As long as the background is a golden, yellow illumination fire, we are happy with the motto and as you design it. You must run with this banner of illumination's flame. Children are growing up, not having been taught their phonics, their arithmetic, their this and their that. They are losing the opportunity so quickly to fully develop the mind, the heart, and the being. Ours is the cause of the children of the world, those who have come and gone and are in other levels of being, those who are entering, those who are the souls who must make it, beloved, and for them there are also timetables. You have been told on a number of occasions that the assignment of these two messengers is to walk in the footsteps of the God and Goddess Meru, who will assume the office of Helios and Vesta. By the time we arrive there, beloved, we absolutely expect that the world will have such a light of golden illumination's flame that ignorance itself may be banished by the power of the Lord of the world, Gautama Buddha. We know, beloved, that you give your all, that you strive, that you serve to the last breath and elements of energy day after day. Just remember, beloved, however, that children are putting the rings on the tree of life year after year after year. And if they try to learn things when they are 25 that they should have learned when they were 2.5, well, that indeed is a great, great loss. All of you who are participating in accelerating in our educational programs, we send to you now legions of golden and pink angels who come for the opening of the hearts of teachers around the world who have a threefold flame, the opening of the hearts of the children, the opening of the hearts in this community of the Holy Spirit, that there might appear through these angels that are numberless in their numbers, that these angels shall bring not only to this community and this school, but schools throughout the earth where there is at least one or two individuals who have a definite piercing contact with the mind of God, and at some inner level have ties to the ascended masters. Where we find these, beloved, who are the compassionate ones, we will then know who are the teachers in the whole wide world that will bring love to the hearts of the children who have never been loved. Bringing them love is to bring them teaching, to bring them understanding. Pray about this, beloved, and claim these angels from Lake Titicaca. They surely come with profound understanding of your burdens and all that you desire to accomplish here. So, beloved, think of what we have said. In summary, we look to the pure hearts who love one another as Christ has loved them, who will never again be bound by Satan's power to put upon them the curse of criticism, condemnation, judgment, and gossip. Then again, in the other half of the spectrum, the coming of angels. They appear as scholars as well as teachers. They have scrolls, and of course they have the most advanced technology. See limitless numbers of these angels, beloved, and ask that they be placed in strategic locations where there are people who can do something about the acceleration of education for the child from conception through age 7, the most important years of the child. Blessed ones, it may seem repetitive, it may seem that I have not given you all that I might give you. It is so in a certain way, yes indeed, but beloved, what I come to give you representing the goddess Meru, what I come to give you is a compassionate heart and the love of the Holy Spirit. When you have this, you will truly transmit to children at all levels, conscious and subconscious, the love of Christ and of Buddha for them. Remember that love is the healing of the whole law. We seal you in that sacred fire of love. May you prosper, and let the mighty cherubim enter the classrooms of the world and right all situations that do not bring to the Holy Child the full inner meditation of their holy Christ self. In the victory of golden illumination's flame, we stand with each and every one of you for the remainder of the century. Call upon us, for we will illumine all situations requiring your attention. You are sealed in the light of an extraordinary love.